Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in life, a moment of quiet reckoning, when freedom no longer means endless opportunity to roam, but instead the challenge of choosing wisely where you let your attention, your energy, and your soul to reside. In youth, our hearts are light and our choices appear limitless. We wander into every home, every idea, every embrace. But as we grow older, we learn that not every threshold promises welcome, and not every door leads to light. Today, I want to share with you a reflection on caution, discernment, and responsibility, a meditation on why. No matter how free you are, there are 4 types of homes you must avoid. In doing so, I offer 3 key insights into safeguarding the integrity of your life. Personal responsibility stands as the transformative engine of our inner evolution, a relentless force that forges our character in the heat of trial and adversity. In a world that often seems governed by chaos, the decision to shoulder the burdens of life is not simply a moral choice, but a profound act of self-transformation. It is in this crucible that the raw materials of our identity are relentlessly tested, refined, and ultimately transmuted into the gold of genuine character. When you step into this forge, you are not merely accepting the inevitability of hardship, but you are choosing to engage with the full, often painful, complexity of existence. The process demands that you confront the many facets of your nature, the vulnerabilities, the weaknesses, and the latent strengths that lie buried beneath layers of habit and denial. Within this demanding environment, freedom itself is revealed as something more than a mere absence of external constraints. True freedom emerges when you recognize that the liberty to act comes hand in hand with the duty to bear the consequences of those actions. Without this acknowledgement, the seductive allure of escapism and entitlement can easily lead you astray, ensnaring you in a cycle of victimhood and stagnation. The crucible of personal responsibility requires you to examine your own role in the unfolding narrative of your life, to recognize that every choice you make contributes to the larger tapestry of your existence. In this way, responsibility becomes a shield against the corrosive effects of passivity, a deliberate, daily choice to stand in the arena of life despite the risks and uncertainties that abound. As you engage with this process, you may find that the stories of old, those timeless myths and legends that echo across cultures, offer not just entertainment, but profound insights into the human condition. The heroes and heroines of these narratives did not rise to greatness by shunning responsibility. Rather, they embraced it with both trembling awe and determined resolve. Their journeys, filled with trials and tribulations, mirror the internal battles that each individual must wage against the forces of chaos within. It is through grappling with these challenges that you come to understand that personal responsibility is not merely a burden imposed from without, but a liberating act that carves out meaning from the otherwise indifferent march of time. This journey, however, is fraught with the seductive dangers of avoiding accountability. In moments of weakness, it is all too tempting to seek refuge in the comforts of blame and denial, to attribute your suffering to external forces rather than the complex interplay of choices that shape your destiny. Yet each time you sidestep this responsibility, you forfeit an opportunity to reclaim control over your own narrative. The process of accepting responsibility is as much about acknowledging your limitations as it is about recognizing your potential. It forces you to confront not only the external challenges that life presents, but also the internal obstacles that arise from fear, complacency, and self-deception. Moreover, embracing personal responsibility lays the groundwork for developing a moral compass that guides every decision you make. Without this compass, you risk drifting into the murky waters of moral relativism, where the lines between right and wrong blur until they are nearly indiscernible. The crucible of personal responsibility compels you to sharpen your judgment, to deliberate carefully over the long-term ramifications of your actions, and to cultivate a sense of discipline that extends beyond momentary gratification. In doing so, you transform every setback into an opportunity for growth, every failure into a lesson, and every triumph into a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. When you internalize this profound truth, that each moment is a chance to either build or erode the foundation of your character, you begin to understand that the act of taking responsibility is both a personal and a communal imperative. Every decision you make reverberates beyond the confines of your own life, influencing the well-being of those around you and contributing to the broader fabric of society. It is in this shared journey that the true power of responsibility is revealed, not as a solitary struggle, but as a collective commitment to foster environments where integrity, courage, and wisdom can flourish. Healthy boundaries are the fortifications of the inner self, a delineation of what is acceptable in the space of your emotional and psychological existence. They are not merely arbitrary lines drawn in the sand, but carefully considered demarcations that emerge from a deep understanding of your own values, vulnerabilities, and strengths. In the vast landscape of human interactions, where every encounter has the potential to reshape your inner world, the establishment of these boundaries becomes an act of self-preservation and self-respect. It is through this disciplined practice that you learn to discern between what enriches your being and what depletes your spirit. This process of constructing and maintaining boundaries is inherently tied to the acknowledgement of your intrinsic worth. It demands an honest appraisal of your limits, the point at which your capacity to give or to endure without suffering is exceeded. When you allow others to encroach upon these limits, you risk diluting the essence of who you are. The necessity of healthy boundaries, then, lies in the ability to protect your inner sanctum from the relentless pressures of external demands and the unpredictable nature of relationships. It is an active, ongoing negotiation with the world around you, one that requires vigilance and the courage to assert your own needs, even when the prevailing currents push for conformity or sacrifice. The discipline of maintaining healthy boundaries also acts as a catalyst for growth by creating the conditions for authentic engagement. When you define the spaces where you feel secure, you are better able to step into the arena of life with clarity and purpose. In this secure zone, your interactions become opportunities for genuine exchange rather than battles over control or self-worth. Instead of being swept away by the tide of external influences, you become the architect of your own reality, curating relationships that encourage mutual respect and the flourishing of individual potential. This deliberate approach to life not only safeguards your well-being, but also sets a standard for how others should treat you, fostering an environment where trust is built on the foundation of clearly articulated limits. Moreover, the creation of these boundaries is intimately connected to the cultivation of personal integrity. It is a process that demands you confront uncomfortable truths about your own susceptibility to being overwhelmed by the needs or desires of others. In acknowledging this vulnerability, you are empowered to draw lines that ensure your energy and attention are not misdirected into endeavors that ultimately undermine your progress. These boundaries function as the protective barriers that keep the chaos at bay, allowing you to invest in pursuits that are aligned with your higher aspirations, rather than succumbing to the pull of transient and often destructive temptations. The establishment of healthy boundaries is not an isolated act. It is part of an ongoing dialogue with yourself and those around you. It is a practice that involves constant self-reflection and the readiness to adjust as circumstances evolve. The art of boundary setting is as much about learning to say no as it is about recognizing when to say yes. It requires a balance between openness to the world and a firm commitment to preserving the integrity of your inner life, ensuring that the energies you invest yield not only immediate solace, but also long-term resilience and meaning. The imperative of meaningful connection. Meaningful connection is the foundation upon which human existence is built. A deep, often transformative tie between individuals that speaks to the very essence of being. It is not simply the act of exchanging pleasantries or sharing superficial experiences. It is the recognition of shared humanity, the acknowledgement that we are all bound together by the timeless struggles, challenges, and joys that define us. A true connection transcends borders, differences, and circumstances, touching on the deeper realms of understanding, empathy, and mutual respect. Yet, in a world increasingly dominated by surface